Hello and welcome to Coming Home to Autism. We have just finished a very successful event. It's our first big event and it was incredible. We had some amazing speakers, some of whom you are going to be hearing from later on in other episodes. But our key speaker was a woman called Ros Blackburn. She's on the spectrum, she's autistic herself. Now Ros didn't want to be filmed, so we respected her decision, but I came away from hearing her speech feeling so inspired and positive that I wanted to share with you guys what I took away from her speech. So I'll tell you a little bit about Ros. She was totally nonverbal until she was 13 years old. She didn't really speak until she was 25 years old. She is still in adult nappies today. She still has a full-time carer, yet she's a very successful public speaker and she talks very openly, honestly, and hilariously about being autistic because she almost gave you permission to laugh. Not laugh at autism, but laugh at the whole craziness of it. And I think what Ros brought home to me is that it doesn't have to be so negative. She was so funny and enlightening and she taught me a lot. Ros loved being outside and her mum knew this. So Ros's mum locked the back door and took the key, but she just said, Ros, mummy has the key. If you want to go outside, you need to come to mummy. So the first thing that Ros had to do was come up to her mummy and then immediately the door was open. Then after a few weeks, the goalpost changed. Ros wasn't very happy about this, she said, but she had to say, please. So she had to give some kind of eye contact, then she had to say please, and as soon as she said please, the door opened. And then it was please may I have, and so on and so forth. And I think the moral of that story, Ros said, was keep pushing the boundaries with your children. If your children don't have to talk, then they won't. You have to keep pushing your children. And I, for one, need to do that with Dylan, because even though Dylan started talking when he was about 6, and his speech is still quite limited in the words that he can use. He sounds like he's completely verbal, but in actual fact, he uses about 10 words on repetition and phrases from movies. I've kind of relaxed a little bit, to be honest with you. I'm kind of like, I think I've got this whole autism thing sussed, when actually I don't at all. And Ros was saying, you've got to keep pushing the boundaries, push the limits. Don't make it easy for your child. I make things quite easy for Dylan, to be honest with you. You know, I've got the certain places he likes to go and I feel, oh, he's gone out to the park today, that's fine, he's done great, he's gone out to the park. Well, next week I need to change it up, I need to go to a new park. He may not like it, but I need to broaden his horizons. We set high expectations for our other children, so why shouldn't we set the highest expectations for our children with ASC and ADHD and any kind of special need they have? Why should we just say, oh, you're fine? We should push them. We should have high expectations for them. And I'm going to have the highest expectations I have for Dylan. I thought it was enough for him just to be loved and to loved. And I've always said that. And yes, that is incredibly important to me. But I now also, I want to push Dylan and I want him to succeed. I want him to see the world. I hope that one day he will travel the world, even if it's with me or his dad. I hope that he can push himself out of his comfort zone and grow as a person. Ros went on about age. Why is it that specialists always say, we can help your child between 5 and 25? Ros said, very funnily, she goes, well, I didn't start talking till I was 25, so if they stopped working with me, then I wouldn't have got where I am today. Don't let age be a limit. You know, why do our children have to reach certain milestones by different ages? Is it because that's what's in the normal book? Dylan didn't really potty train out of nappies till he was 7. So, okay, he was on a different scale, but doesn't mean he's any better or less. He just got there a little slower. Keep going, keep trying with them, never give up. Our children deserve for us never to give up. And I know I will never give up on Dylan. Why does that word make me tear up? I have to get through these episodes without crying sometimes. No, I'm passionate about that, and I'm passionate as well hearing from Ros, because When you hear from someone who is autistic, you kind of get a little glimpse inside their mind. You know, the other thing she said is words. Be careful with your words. You know, the amount of times I say to Dylan, can you just put on your shoes? Can you just stop crying? Can you just stop being mean? Can you just eat your dinner? No, they can't just do anything. Do things with me. Don't do things for me. Which again resonated a lot with me. I know a lot of parents out there can relate to me when I say this. I do a lot of things for Dylan. Like I've said in previous videos, sometimes he can put on his clothes and sometimes he can't. It all depends on how he is in himself. And I think what Ros was saying is don't make it too easy. Push him to put those clothes on. Okay, it might take 3 hours, but in the long run, it's gonna be better for him. And doing things with him, so helping him put on his clothes. So for example, help put on one leg, but he has to put the other leg on and pull it up himself for his trousers. With all of this crazy journey is remember the humor. And that's another thing that I really took from Ros, is she was really funny and she made light of hard and difficult situations for her that she has come across in her life. Oh, my friend. I hope that one day I will be able to sit down with Ros and get her to share her knowledge, her wisdom, her laughter with all of you. But until then, I hope you found this episode a little bit interesting and a little bit of an insight into an autistic mind. So now I'm going to head off downstairs and I'm going to take the information that I've shared with you tonight and I'm going to put it into practice myself and try and be a bit more patient with Dylan and try and not be too much of a soft touch on him, which I totally am. A soft touch?
Okay.
Yeah, I am, aren't I? A bit of a soft touch with you too. Well, you kind of rule the roost, you do.
Poo-poo.
Oh, she's done a poo-poo. Great, thank you for sharing that. Please, as always, give us a like, give us a share, subscribe, leave a comment below. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you for watching. See you next Sunday.